Welcome. Today I have two cars here. Two of the most collectible and interesting cars of the 124 series, according to me. The first one here is a Mercedes 300 TE 4matic, four-wheel drive system, 1992. The other one is a 500E, 1992. Both cars are in good condition but unrestored. I have done regular maintenance on them and I have been owner for them of 10 years. And of course they are worn but in very good shape. The first one, I have recently rebuilt all the suspension and the brake system, what is quite common on these cars. The other one, I haven't even done that on that car, only regular service as it has been required. The first one had some paint job a few years ago, but not by me, by the previous owner. And I have done some touch-up of the car. I have things to do now when I put it together. Why I have started with this car now is that because the market value of this car is going up now. I have did some finish job on the engine, checked everything, changed all the fluids of the car. I changed one of the headlamps. Things that start to go bad on these cars are headlamps, reflectors inside, regular service item. These cars, these engines, the M103 engine is bulletproof. Only you need to know that the first owner and the second and the third and everyone after them changed oil quite regularly. If the oil change has been good, they will work. What can happen is that the rubber seals in the upper end of the cars can be hardened during the days and it can suffer from some oil consumption. And it can give you bad values on the MOT when you check the cars in the yearly inspection. But it's very easy to change those. And also a lot of small electrical problems that are irritating but easy to fix. We have the fuse box here, has to be cleaned. Behind that one we have the relay box. All lamps in the car, all lamps outside, they have a system that say to you that one lamp is broken. Small signal will come on inside the car. And all wiring to all lamps goes through one big relay inside here. It's like a command central. And there can be some problems in the connection there if the car has been standing outside in moist. So you need to take these lids off, both of them, take all the relays off, put some contact spray, put them back, and the problem is solved. But before I realized that, I worked a lot with this car. So now all lights is working everywhere. Inside of these cars, this is a Sportline edition, but they never did this car in Sportline. But the first owner ordered the Sportline seats and the Sportline steering wheel. It means that you have these ventilated sides here on the seats, like that. They have stopped manufacturing a lot of electrical components to this car on Mercedes because it's not considered from them yet, young classics. Some pieces can be hard to come by, so it's very important that all the interior of these cars are exactly complete. If something is missing, there can be a problem to get it. Because if this car should be a collectible item, it also needs to be completed and everything must be on the place in the car. Okay, some wear and tear, but it needs to be complete. I took all the interior out of this car and cleaned it, everything. Put new wax on all interior details and leather moisture and conditioner and everything. And now it looks like new, I think. I also tried to check the interior and the wood pieces there. And this car has aftermarket Becker, and I will try to find the original one, but it's very hard. It should be like a Becker Mexico 2000, but it's now a Becker something else, Traffic Pro or something. But it's in wood trim and looks good, but it's not the original one. Also, this car has some loudspeakers in the doors. It's an extra system, but you can order like a bass boost system or something like that. That time, 1992, it was wow, the sound guy. But now it's like crap. But it was ordered like that. It has the cruise control. It has the roof hatch system. Almost everything is, how we say, we have some problems here with the leather that I need to fix. And one thing, if you're buying one of these cars, you check for rust, because they can have rust pretty much. This is a 92, and if you buy one, try to find a 90. The 4matic models, they stopped making the 4matic models somewhere 93 because the engine stopped produced. So when the engine went out of market, they stopped the producing of these cars. What I have been told, I can be wrong, but I have never seen a 94, 95, 96. I've only seen 91, 92, from 88 up to 93 I've seen. And there was two models of the engine, three models. It was 300 diesel, and that one I think might have been produced after 93. There's a 300 petrol engine, 260 petrol engine. That's the options that you can get by the engine. Front springs are very hard to find for these cars because the drive shaft goes through the front spring. So there's a special springs, and they don't manufacture these anymore. You can find over internet. I find two used ones, but I think it's a little bit too low in front because the springs are also manufactured with different tension and different stability. And this car have all the extras, air condition, Webasto heater, parking heater, and so on. So it's a little bit low in front, should be a little bit higher, because they should stand about 20 mils higher than a standard one. That's also why you couldn't order these in Sportline edition, because Sportline is also a lower car. And this one is, of course, then a higher car because it's a 4matic. But it's working. Everything is up to date in the car now, and this one is ready. I also did a set of wheels for this car. These ones, new wheels, what should be on the car. The only thing is that I did something wrong with these wheels, because when I put the rubber on and when I put these weights they make them even out and balance. These small ones that is glued to the inside here, they scratch to the brake caliper, because this car also has a different brake caliper on the front. It's positioned here. And on the original ones, they will sit over there. So there's a totally mix of these cars. A lot of things is different, and a lot of things is really expensive in the front wheel suspension. Back wheel is stock. There's no problem in the back wheel. But for the front, everything is, how we say, specially designed for this model. Here we have also the 500e. And the story about this car was that Mercedes somehow was also a big stockholder in Porsche in that time when this car was made. The BMW, Bader-Meinhof-Wagen, BMW, they came with the M5. Suddenly they had a 4-door saloon and they could outrun everything on Autobahn. Mercedes had nothing. They had only 300e. Quite a good car, but not as fast. So what they did, they made this car. They took up the 500 SL and the 300e to some technicians. They had a meeting and said, combine these two cars and we will have like something special. So this car has the 5-liter engine from 500 SL. It has the wheel system, 16-inch wheels from 500 SL. They have different brake system at front. Because of that, the front fenders here are a little bit out like that to make places for the rims. This car, you see, is stock like that. And this car, a little bit different. They have a different brake system. They upgraded everything on the car, in the brakes. And you see here that the caliper here, what I talked about, on this car is here, on the back side of the wheel, not in the front side of the wheel. And the steering system is upgraded. And it's a very nice car. Was it then faster than BMW 5M? BMW, they had 5-gear stick shift system. This was automatic. If you put a young girl, 18 years old, she could outrun any one of these BMWs because she only had to put her foot down. 0 to 100 in about 5.9, 6.1 seconds. Depends on who you are talking to. There's only one thing with this car. According to the story, which I don't know is true, they said when they tested the car, it was too fast. It was too hard to control. Some accident could happen with the car. So they didn't get a go from the board of Mercedes. They needed to put an anti-skid, anti-slip system in the car. And you can't take that out. It means when you're putting your gas foot down too hard in a corner, or if you do something, the engine cuts down on power and you get stability back again. Only problem is that if you want to go very fast and you want to control the car with your gas foot in a sharp corner, like give it a little bit more gas to make the back end float out in a controlled skid to get stability, you can't do that. So this car doesn't invite you to some hard driving like other cars. This one prevents you from drive hard. But in Autobahn, of course, in the straight lane, you can go as fast as you want. But that's Mercedes. We did a gentleman fast car without possibility to drive it hard on a track. You can, if you want, on that kind, have some defeat systems installed in the car, but from other companies, not Mercedes. What they did with that is that they cut off number 2 fuse in the fuse box. Then you lose ABS. But on the other hand, you don't have this anti-slip system. This car has also been ordered with almost everything extra what you could order for this car. It has some very funny board computer system inside the car. And therefore the instrument cluster is different. The state of the art 1992, now it's like, okay, who would ever use that? I have also been seeking for the original sound system for this car. It has also these extra loudspeakers in the doors. That was combined with some booster system what was put in the trunk, some amplifiers and so forth. But it doesn't work together with this Sony system now. It has also the climate control, automatic climate control. It has also double airbags, this particular model, which also was an extra. If you have double airbags, you get this tray between the seats because they took away the glove compartment because there's one extra airbag there. And there's also on the 500e, it's a little bit different light controls here. If you look at this car, it looks like this, and then we can see on the other one here, looks almost the same, but if you look down here, it's a bit different. Because here is not fog light and driving lights. Everything here, this one is combined with the headlamp. When you put it on full, you get a very good light because you need the good lights in sport. And then you have the fog lights is down here. So you have these like reinforced headlamps when you go on full front light. Also the car is lowered compared with the standard ones. But doesn't look so much. It's stiff and it's brutal to drive. This car also, I did one upgrade because I had a problem with the converter catalyst system on this car, and then I changed to race catalyst on the car and also a 3-inch stainless steel super exhaust system. And I didn't want it to be show from backside, but it's like down here. It's an upgrade what you don't see, but for the sound, it's fantastic. So that's my 2 cars of this area. I have also a lot of different cars, but this is the most interesting 124 series car what I have. I have a lot of other cars. We will make a story about those ones, about this one sometimes. I have this one. I have also this one, waiting for the engine and for everything to be installed. Over and out.